Inner peace begins when you stop trying to be spiritual. It sounds strange, doesn't it? We spend our lives chasing peace through books, gurus, and belief systems, trying to become something. But Naval Ravikant, one of the clearest modern thinkers, suggests the opposite. You don't need to believe in anything, you just need to see clearly. True peace, he says, isn't found through faith or ritual. It's the natural state that remains when confusion ends. It's not about reaching a higher self. It's about seeing yourself without illusion. Naval stands at a unique intersection, a philosopher born in the world of technology and logic, yet deeply rooted in the timeless questions of meaning and consciousness. He speaks the language of the rational mind, but touches the silence of the awakened one. Where Western philosophy seeks truth through reason and Eastern spirituality through awareness, he unites them both in one insight. Clarity is freedom. And that freedom doesn't require a temple, a prayer, or a belief. It requires something far harder: radical honesty. Honesty about what you want, what you fear, and what you truly are when the noise fades. Look around you. We live in a time of endless stimulation, opinions, algorithms, and promises of happiness. Everyone talks about mindfulness, but few dare to understand the mind itself. Everyone seeks peace, but few question the one who seeks it. So here's the question Naval invites us to ask. Can we find peace without belief, only through understanding? In this video, we'll explore what that means. We'll see how philosophy and spirituality are not opposites, but two languages pointing to the same truth: the end of unnecessary suffering. We'll dive into the rational path to inner peace, a path stripped of dogma, fear, and superstition. If that question resonates with you, if you've ever felt torn between logic and intuition, science and spirituality, stay with me till the end, because we're about to step into the space where thought becomes still and understanding begins. If you're new here, subscribe and join the journey not towards belief, but towards clarity. Part 1. The rational path to inner peace. We talk about peace as if it were a feeling, something to achieve or maintain. But Naval Ravikant redefines it completely. He says, peace is happiness at rest. Happiness is peace in motion. It's not a mood, it's not a high moment of meditation or a burst of gratitude. It's the natural baseline of a mind that has stopped fighting itself. Naval's insight is deeply logical. The human mind, he says, is a problem-solving machine that doesn't know when to stop. Even when there's no real problem, it invents one, just to stay busy. It's like a computer running background processes, consuming energy even when idle. Philosophically, this echoes both Stoicism and Buddhism. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And the Buddha taught the same principle in a different language. The end of suffering is not the end of pain, but the end of resistance to pain. Naval bridges the two worlds. He doesn't preach detachment as an act of faith, but as a rational consequence of understanding how the mind works. When you stop fueling thoughts that conflict with reality, peace emerges by itself. It's not a mystical reward, it's just physics. A still lake reflects everything clearly, but only when it's no longer agitated. Most of our inner chaos comes from wanting the present moment to be different than what it is. We argue with reality. We compare, analyze, judge, and call that thinking. But thought, left unobserved, becomes friction. And friction is the opposite of peace. So what if peace isn't something you find, but something you stop disturbing? Let's test that idea, not as philosophy, but as an experiment. Practical exercise. Wherever you are, take a breath. Close your eyes for a moment. Don't try to stop your thoughts. Just watch them appear and disappear, like clouds passing through the sky of your mind. Don't name them, don't resist them, just observe. Notice something. The moment you stop chasing your thoughts, they begin to slow down on their own. The mind doesn't need to be controlled, it just needs to be seen. That's what Naval means by rational spirituality, awareness without ideology. You can open your eyes now. That quiet you just felt, that's not something new. It was always there, hidden under the noise you were creating. So here's the takeaway. Peace is not an achievement. It's the default state of a mind that understands itself. And understanding begins when you stop trying to fix yourself. If you tried this right now, drop a comment. What did you notice when you stopped chasing your thoughts? And if this resonates, stay with me, because in the next part we'll go deeper into the heart of Buddhism without the dogma, where philosophy and inner clarity finally meet. Part 2. Buddhism without the dogma. When most people hear the word Buddhism, they imagine temples, rituals, or monks meditating in silence. But Naval Ravikant sees something different. To him, Buddhism is not a religion. It's a psychology of clarity, a system for understanding how the human mind creates its own suffering and how to stop it. The mind is a problem-solving machine that doesn't know when to stop, says Naval. Even when there are no problems, it keeps looking for one, and that's where suffering begins. In traditional terms, the Buddha called this dukkha, the restlessness of a mind that wants reality to be different than what it is. We think we suffer because the world is unfair or people disappoint us. But in truth, we suffer because we refuse to see things as they are. Naval approaches this not with faith, but with logic. If peace is the natural state of the mind and confusion creates suffering, then the cure is not prayer, it's clarity. It's to observe what's happening without resistance. And that's the essence of Buddhism without the dogma. No beliefs, no gods, no superstitions. Just a deep and radical honesty about how experience works. Every emotion, every frustration, every craving, it all begins as a thought that says, this moment should be different. But what if that single thought is the only source of pain? Spinoza, the Western philosopher, reached the same conclusion centuries before. He wrote, "Peace is not the absence of emotions, but the understanding of their causes." If you want to dive deeper into how to be free even in an unfree world, you can click the link to my video, Spinoza on Freedom, How to Be Free in an Unfree World, either at the top right of your screen or in the description below. Naval echoes this same idea. Once you understand what drives your mind, you stop being its victim. So the practice isn't mystical, it's analytical. It's about looking directly at your own mind, like a scientist observing nature. Practical exercise. Think of a moment this week when you felt triggered. Anger, jealousy, anxiety, guilt? Now pause that memory and examine it like a researcher. Ask yourself 3 questions. What exactly triggered this feeling? What belief or expectation did it threaten? Was that belief based on truth or on a story I keep telling myself? Most of the time, you'll find the pain isn't in the event, but in the belief you attached to. That's what Naval means when he says, peace comes from understanding, not control. You don't need to fight your emotions. You just need to see through them. Try this once a day. Don't suppress what you feel. Simply trace it back to its root. You'll notice that awareness itself begins to dissolve the weight of the feeling. Clarity dissolves chaos, always. The more clearly you see, the less you need to believe. That's the paradox of rational spirituality. When you stop clinging to ideas about peace, you start experiencing it directly. So ask yourself, do you suffer because reality is painful or because you refuse to see it clearly? If this question hit something in you, take a second to like this video. Not for the algorithm, but as a small act of awareness. It tells your mind, I choose clarity over confusion. In the next part, we'll go deeper into consciousness and self-awareness. Because once you understand your emotions, the next step is to understand the one who feels them. Part 3. Consciousness and self-awareness. Naval Ravikant often says, you are not the voice in your head. You are the one who hears it. Take a moment to let that sink in. Most of us live as if we are our thoughts, reacting constantly, believing every judgment, worry, or plan. But there is a separate awareness observing these mental events. This awareness is neutral, a mirror, not a judge. The voice in your head is not you. You are the field in which these thoughts arise. Recognizing this subtle distinction gives you psychological freedom. You no longer need to react to every impulse or fear. The thoughts are passing phenomena. The observer remains steady. Naval often talks about freedom, not the freedom of circumstances, but the freedom of the mind. And here we can draw a powerful connection to Viktor Frankl, the psychologist and Holocaust survivor, who said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies your power to choose your response. Think about that for a moment. Life constantly throws events at you: stress, criticism, setbacks, even tragedy. You cannot always control the stimuli, but you can control your response. That pause, that tiny gap between what happens and how you react, is where freedom lives. This is exactly what Naval means when he emphasizes clarity and self-awareness. Freedom isn't about controlling the world. Freedom is about mastering your inner world, your judgments, desires, and actions. Right now, pick one small irritation in your life, maybe an annoying email, a critical comment, or a stressful task. Pause. Notice the automatic reaction that arises, and then ask yourself, how do I want to respond? You have the power to choose. That moment, however brief, is your liberation. By practicing this consistently, you start to live according to principles, not impulses. Your mind becomes a space of clarity, your choices more aligned with your values, and slowly you step closer to the kind of freedom Naval talks about, freedom within an unfree world. Cognitive science calls this metacognition, the ability to observe your own mental processes.
Research shows that people who cultivate self-awareness experience less reactivity, better emotional regulation, and a stronger sense of autonomy. Awareness is not abstract. It is measurable, trainable, and profoundly liberating. Practical exercise. Let's do a simple exercise together. Sit comfortably, close your eyes. For 1 minute, simply notice your thoughts as they arise without judgment. Whenever a thought comes, say silently, "There is a thought," and let it pass. Observe the space in which your thoughts appear. That space is you, the observer. Ask yourself, who am I when I stop identifying with my thoughts? Notice how a single minute of awareness can create a subtle shift. This is the beginning of mental freedom. If this resonates, you might enjoy a deeper dive into how to cultivate freedom even in a world full of constraints. Spinoza, centuries before Naval, explored this very idea. Understanding the causes of our emotions lead to peace. Check out my video, Spinoza on Freedom, How to Be Free in an Unfree World, to see how these insights translate into daily life. Awareness is both the first step and the ongoing practice of self-liberation. Every time you notice your thoughts without being swept away, you expand the space of freedom in your mind. Start with a minute. Grow it into hours. The observer inside you is the rational path to inner peace. Part 4. The Examined Life Worth Living. Freedom is not just an idea to contemplate, it is a life to inhabit. Spinoza, Socrates, and modern thinkers like Naval all converge on one truth. The quality of our freedom is determined by the consciousness with which we live. Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." This is not a moralistic command, it is an invitation to awareness. The habits, reactions, and desires that go unexamined are the invisible chains that limit your freedom. Spinoza echoes this in his Ethics. The mind that knows itself acts in accordance with reason and is therefore free. Exercise. Take a notebook and write down 3 areas where your life feels automatic. Reactions to work stress. Emotional responses to family and friends. Daily habits, scrolling, shopping, procrastination. Ask yourself, am I living these by choice or by habit? Naval Ravikant often emphasizes that freedom comes from self-mastery, not external conditions. The examined life is the rational path to peace because awareness allows you to align your actions with your true nature. Exercise. Identify one desire, attachment, or fear that consistently dictates your decisions. For 1 day, observe it neutrally. Note when it arises, what triggers it, and whether it truly serves you. This simple observation creates the first crack in the walls of mental slavery. Spinoza teaches that freedom is living in accordance with your nature and reason. Naval aligns this with modern life. Reduce desires that do not serve you, observe your thoughts, and choose actions aligned with your values. Practical step. From the audit you just performed, pick one small, actionable change to implement tomorrow. Pause before reacting in a heated situation. Replace a mindless habit with a conscious one. Commit to saying no once today to something unnecessary. Even small acts of conscious choice compound into a life of liberty. When you live consciously, you experience freedom emotionally, not just intellectually. Awareness dissolves unconscious fear, regret, and compulsion. You become capable of peace, clarity, and lucidity in the midst of an unfree world. If your life ended tonight, what would remain unfinished, and why haven't you done it yet? Let this question guide your daily choices. Even noticing it shifts your life from reactive drift to intentional action. If this exercise resonated, pause the video and write your 3 domains of automatic living in the comments, or share the small change you will implement tomorrow. By articulating your reflection, you reinforce it and inspire others on the path to freedom. Spinoza, Socrates, and Naval remind us freedom is not granted, it is cultivated. Each conscious decision, each moment of reflection is a brick in the architecture of your liberty. Live examined, live free. Conclusion: the freedom of clarity. Freedom at its core is not about external circumstances. It is the clarity of the mind. Spinoza, Viktor Frankl, and Naval Ravikant all converge on this point. The unfree world may surround us, but freedom lives in perception, understanding, and choice. Peace arises when the mind stops chasing illusions. Clarity emerges when we observe reality without bias. Lucidity, the conscious awareness of our own thoughts and desires, is the true form of liberty. You do not need rigid beliefs, dogmas, or external validation to experience peace. All you need is honesty with yourself, the courage to witness your mind without judgment. Naval frames it simply yet profoundly. The meaning of life is to see it clearly. Every distraction, every compulsive habit, every fear you release is a step toward that clarity. Practical exercise. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes. Observe one thought or emotion rising in your mind. Ask, do I choose this, or does it control me? Feel the subtle freedom that comes from awareness itself. Even one moment of conscious observation is a victory over unconscious living. If this video helped you uncover even a flicker of clarity, subscribe. Not for me, but for yourself. Clarity is a practice, not a theory. Comment below. Share one insight or habit you commit to observing consciously this week. You leave this video not with a set of instructions, but with a state of mind. Calm, lucid, and aware, ready to navigate an unfree world with the sovereignty of your own consciousness. If you want to dive deeper, check out this video on Spinoza on freedom, how to be free in an unfree world. You'll discover practical tools to understand your mind, gain clarity, and act with conscious freedom. Ideas that perfectly complement Naval's approach to decision-making and living deliberately. You can watch it right now. The link is in the top right corner of your screen or in the description below. Each insight will help you turn understanding into real, everyday freedom. See you soon, right here on Deep Life Lessons.